What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Collider interview studio at the Campari Cinema Center at TIFF 2025. I'm here with the duo from Youngblood. Huge congratulations on your movie. I'm excited to dig into it.
Thank you. Let's dig in.
Thank you very much.
So, because we're celebrating it at a film festival, that means our audience might first learn about the movie. I mean, it's based on another movie, but just in case someone out there does not know what Youngblood is, would one of you mind kicking us off with a brief synopsis?
Ooh,
Sure. Yeah, our film's about Dean Youngblood chasing his dreams to, make it to the NHL. And through that process, he gets an opportunity to join a new team. And he's facing some challenges through that team, things based on his father, based on his coach, and, all the things mingle into that.
Before I dig into the details too much, just because I was watching your movie and I was thinking it was going to have this kind of effect on a lot of people out there, for you two maybe growing up and watching sports movies yourselves as kids, is there any particular one or a particular character that I guess inspired you the most? Someone who made you go like, man, I want to be like them.
The natural comes to mind. Yeah, Robert Redford, of course. But also Brian's Song, which was a TV movie with Billy D. Williams and James Caan, one of my favorite sports movies of all time.
A+ pick.
Yeah.
I mean, I always love Remember the Titans. That was like such a lovely, lovely movie. And anyone in there, I remember a friend and I, we did a scene from it in college, and I was like, I felt so electric because I was like, I finally got a chance to be part of it in some way,
I'm going to follow that up with one more question because that makes me think of another one I love asking. Maybe growing up and dreaming of becoming actors one day, is there a particular scene you would reenact the most as a kid?
Listen, one of my favorite movies is Dances with Wolves and the buffalo hunting scene in Dances with Wolves. So yeah, it's not even a line or a monologue. It's just like to be amongst those hundreds of buffalo out in the outer plains and the mountains. I would love to do that.
Another solid pick.
You didn't expect that answer, did you?
I didn't expect that, but I'll take it.
I don't know if I have one. I think I just used to grow up and watch films. A film that actually impacted me a lot was Shark Tales. Yeah. Just thinking about that and watching that was like, yeah. That was a great film. So maybe some scene from there.
I get that. I will take very different answers. I will take them both. Back to your movie right now. I'm curious to get your take on this. Why do you think now is the best time for a new version of the Youngblood story? Is there anything about the state of the world or what moviegoers are looking for right now that would make you tell them, like, we're about to give you what you want and what you need?
I would say I feel like we're living in a time where there's just so much swirling around us, so much uncertainty, so much change, and people are trying to figure out their equilibrium in a lot of different ways, especially coming out of the pandemic. All of that has contributed to where we are right now. So I think there are certain things that just don't change. Courage, loyalty, overcoming triumph. Any great sports movie has that. But I have to say, this is a great sports movie, and I'm proud. I didn't film it. I didn't direct it, so I can say that I'm just a little small piece in the puzzle. But it's a great movie, created by Hubert Davis and the entire team. And Ashton is amazing as the lead character, Dean. But yeah, so it is a sports movie, but it really is much more than that because you saw it. So it's deeper with the characters, the character arcs, the emotions. You mentioned emotions. I'm realizing we screened it last night, and to hear people's reaction to it, it's much more emotional than I expected. People say, I cried 3 times. Like, damn, really? Okay. Oh, that's cool. I thought maybe once. But but it's I think to your question, I think it's it kind of helps us just find our center. Again, this kind of movie.
Beautiful answer. The next thing I'll follow up on, because you just brought up that Ashton is the headliner in this movie, and I love the fact that we often talk about what a newer actor will learn from a veteran actor, but I love the fact that it goes both ways. Can you tell me something you saw him do on this set that even with all your experience in this business made you stop and go like, my God, I want to do something like that, son?
Absolutely. I always love working with new talent, and it may be new or just new to me. Working with Hubert Davis.
I feel like I phrased that in a way that like suggests this is your first time around. You've done a bit.
Yeah. But working with Hubert Davis, I never worked with him before. But Ashton is amazing because he's very seasoned and he's very deep in his own persona and he knows himself. And there's a groundedness. You've seen the film. There's a strength of presence. that really comes across. So sometimes when you've worked a long time with many different directors and over the years, there's definitely a benefit that comes with that. But there's also sometimes there's stuff that gets in the way, technique gets in the way, and sometimes when you have someone who's fresh and new, there's a freedom to it. So I just watching him, I'm reminded of the freedom that it's important to have. You know, you have your guardrails, you have your construct. But it's important sometimes to just let it go and be and feel. And I just really felt that from Ashton, that openness.
To dig in.
I could listen to you answer that question 10 times a day. So ask him a different version of it, please.
I'll dig into that a little, but from your perspective now, I'm curious about preparing for a movie like this. Can you tell me something about how you prepare for a role that stays consistent from film to film, but then something unique you had to do to get yourself ready for this particular character in this situation?
I had to learn how to play hockey. You know,
a lot of questions about that.
Yeah, that's the first place that we began, and that in itself was a very rigorous process. I trained at a spot called Intech High Performance with Daryl Levy, Becky Tyler, and Jordan. They were my leads. And I remember the first day I got there, I was like, guys, don't treat me as an actor training for something. Like, treat me as an athlete. And as soon as we were done our first workout, I was like, you know what? Maybe treat me as an actor, because it was insane. But it was a lovely process.
I'll follow up on that. Can you tell me, I guess, the single skill of being a hockey player that came most naturally to you, but then also the thing that was the most challenging for you to fully be able to do or wrap your head around?
That's a good question, but a hard one. I think it was like on the ice in itself, stopping, like doing that hockey stop. That was like so hard to figure out. But as soon as I figured it out, I was like, oh, wait, hold on. Let's do this again and do it again and do it again. So it's like things on the ice in those ways came to me, but were also super difficult.
I still think about that when I'm like casually like with my family going around a rink or something, and it looks so cool that they could stop like that. But like my brain can't compute how I would make my body do that maneuver.
Yes. It helped when I got on the pads, because when I first started training, I don't know why, but I didn't have equipment. So I would go out there in like sweatpants and a sweater, and I would like not want to fall at all. But as soon as I got on the equipment, I was like a kid on a playground. I would just go for it even more. And, you know, it allowed me the space to actually try things more, because I know I had that comfort.
Do you have any skills in this department?
Oh, no. I'm laughing because y'all are talking about stopping on the ice. I can't get going. That's my problem.
We should go.
I've tried.
We should go.
Man, I've tried. And I've just fell too many times, start to hurt too much.
Here's a fun question I ask every once in a while. This is making me think of it. If you each had the opportunity to learn a new skill or about a different profession through a role, what would you pick and why?
You know, I have to tell you, it's one of the great things I love about this profession, because you learn different
coolest thing ever.
Yeah, talents for different things. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a lion tamer in a circus. If I couldn't have been an actor, I would have run away with the circus. So yeah, I'd love to learn that skill.
I like a big swing like
Buffalo
that.
And lion is an animal thing.
This is my manifestation space. The time I'll see you here next year at TIFF with your lion taming movie. What you got for us?
I don't know. I have no idea. But what I want to do next in terms of like experiences and learning something is like playing an instrument. You know, I'd love to do something where I get to play an instrument and learn that, and you know, so that's my manifestation.
I'll take that. I'll take any particular instrument come to mind.
I mean, it's a little boring, but the piano would be lovely. But also like an electric guitar, something that's like really out there. That's because I heard that's really difficult to learn. But I feel like it would be fun to be able to just have that experience. Yeah,
I love that kind of stuff. One thing I was reading about, I don't know how long you two have been attached to this movie, but I was reading a little bit about its history and how Hubert took over for Charles Officer. And I did want to make a point to carve out a little time to highlight Charles's influence and maybe how you all wanted to honor him through this movie, and then what it was like having Hubert come in and kind of, you know, take the torch and see this movie through to fruition.
Well, Ashton can speak to that much better than I can, because I came in like the last 2 months prior to shooting. But there is definitely a history here.
Yeah, so I got cast with Charles. So when he started the project, which I want to say it was like 3 or 4 years ago, I got the audition. And then a year after, I got the part. And then I remember Charles and I were texting, and I sent him like this long paragraph of what I thought about the character. And he didn't answer me. And I was like, oh no, he hates it. This is terrible. But he was going through it. he was sick at the time, and he was in process of trying to heal. So I think for me, a lot of our conversations was about taking the role as serious as an athlete and like putting in that effort and putting in that time. So to honor him was about that same thing when it came to filming, putting in the effort, putting in the time, which I think Hubert also felt because they also came up together and they had that real brotherhood. So yeah, I think we all tried to uplift him in it.
I feel like you could really feel it in the movie, and I didn't really know much about the making of this movie's backstory, and then I started to read, and there's just, I don't know, there's like a certain like texture and passion and determination to the movie that I feel like spoke to that, and I just really appreciated that vibe. I've gotten in the habit of asking this question as often as possible because making movies is hard, so it's really important to stop and reflect on the moments of joy. Can you each single out the single scene, the day, the moment of making Youngblood that brought you the most joy as an artist and made you proud to be an actor in it?
I just want to say thank you for asking about Charles. That actually means a lot, and I'm glad that we got to do that. A moment that I think brought me a lot of joy was just day one, because it took so long to get there, and I was just like really excited that we had begun. And I mean, the very first scene was when Dean's towel drops, and I was like, I think someone on production wanted to see my ass, and I was just like, I don't know what's going on, but it was great to just be there and just start. And so for me, that brought a lot of joy, just being able to go down that journey.
Beautiful answer.
The thing is, with as you well know, with independent films, you never know if they're going to happen. Number one, if they're going to see the light of day once you complete the film. So for me, the first a moment of joy was the first day of shooting as well, because it was happening. We shot in January and February, so it was around Christmas when my agent said it's real, and I was excited to do this movie. I really wanted to be a part of this film. So yeah, that was a moment of joy, and also I think one of the final scenes that we had together, when you kind of get a chance. A lot of this, Blaine's, the father's character is really just, he's pushing and pushing and pushing his son to be the best he can. Near the end, there's a scene where you kind of get a glimpse into why he does what he does. So I always love that because it explains something to the audience in such a way that you're not being didactic, but they'll understand if we do our job right.
A powerful beat right there. I got to wrap with you soon, but before I let you go, we've been playing a little game.
Oh, what you got?
In the studio. We've been doing passing notes at the Collider interview studio. So think like passing notes in high school as kids, but we're passing them from movie to movie. So you received a note from the last group that was in. I don't know how you're going to do this with two of you, but this is what the team from Wayward sent to you.
Oh, man. Please attempt light as a feather, stiff as a board, the Wayward crew.
Do you know what that is?
I do not.
No, I don't. Light as a feather. Tell me.
You don't remember that, like from when you were kids? Someone.
Oh, terrible now.
Someone. I don't know how you're going to pull this off, especially with two people or in this kind of space. But one person lays on the ground, and the idea is that everyone like puts two fingers under that person, and you chant "light as a feather, stiff as a board" until that person levitates.
Yeah, how?
Their show has like ideas in it. Like, who knows what's possible in that show?
Put your fingers under and say, light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Light as a feather. You say it over and over. And then like, the idea is that the person is supposed to levitate. It's like when you would play with, like, a Ouija board as a kid.
All right.
You're our last interview of the day. You can move anything you want.
We can't give anything to the next group?
You can do it.
Wait, do we?
Oh, this is amazing.
I guess there is no next one.
Oh, there's one. Okay, never mind. One more. Yeah.
And then we say.
And you got to chant light as a feather, stiff as a board. Yeah.
Let's go. I bet.
All right. Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Amazing. One more order of business is now you get the great opportunity to pass a note to the next film. All right. I'm going to say thank you for playing our game, and thank you for coming in. Huge congratulations on Youngblood. Can't wait to hear about all your celebrations to come.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for having us. Yeah, it's great to see you again in person this time.
Always good to see you. Congrats.